Enjoy that scenery for a few. Merry Christmas, everyone, and happy holidays. Let me turn some more lights on here. I'll be in a second. Just kind of letting the stream get ready. I'm going to pick up sushi for dinner. Hold on, I'll be right in. Okay. Oh. I'm here. Hey, Ray Vargas, Merry Christmas. Oh, I got this mask in the way. $18 and snowing. Yeah, it seems like it's pretty cold just about everywhere. My dad said it was still like almost 50 where he was, like 45. Okay, see you later, TL. Yeah, I saw it was in the single digits last night there. Let me see if I can. Well, I'm gonna switch around to. There's my neighbor's house. I parked up front, so my mom and I went over to my sister's for Christmas. And they had biscuits and gravy for dinner, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna have that because I don't want to spend the whole night in the toilet. Hey, Jeremy. I think where the coconuts are planted, they should be okay. It actually isn't even the cold; it's the extended cool period of time that is a little bit more concerning. So, because it's gonna be 60 hours below 60 degrees, usually like 48 is kind of a going to Parish. Yeah, well, Parish is definitely, I mean, a good value. I dated a girl from Parish. Well, actually, I'm sorry. She worked in Parish. She lived in Bradenton. Bradenton's going to be a little bit cheaper than Sarasota. Sarasota has a little more going on. There are certain parts of Bradenton you want to avoid, and Sarasota too, but you'll know. Oh, there goes all of my. I have a problem with collecting seltzer cans in the passenger footwell. Oh, there we go. I'm getting spicy salmon, then I'm getting what's called I'm getting salmon and avocado basic roll, then I'm getting it's called Spicy Girl. So hopefully it won't be too rough. I don't know, my stomach's been kind of like not feeling the best lately, so Merry Christmas, palm tree, dude. don't know if you guys use DoorDash, but there's a promo if you have like the Dash Pass. They give you $10 off a $20 or more pickup order. I actually got a dash cam for Christmas, but it doesn't like upload to YouTube or anything. I guess you could upload it to YouTube, but it wouldn't be live. It sucks because I kind of want to use this as my phone, and when I want to call someone, I can't do it while I'm live, or if someone wants to call me, I can't pick up the phone. Oh, well, I could have just gone, but that's oh, my order is ready for pickup. I'm about 5 minutes away. Try and set this a little bit better. So we are heading east on Venice Avenue. Yeah, so Sarah, you know, the Sun Coast, which is basically everything from like south of Tampa and north of Fort Myers. 3 months. 3 months sounds about what it's safe to come down here. I was live yesterday, and I was a little bit perturbed when my family lied about going and eating inside a restaurant, so not a good idea. It says it's 63 out, but it's definitely cooler than that. My thermometer, it probably just because the car is turned on. It's probably like in the upper 50s. It's probably like 57 out right now. And I have sweatpants and a hoodie on because my body just doesn't accept the cold anymore. It's supposed to be 39 or 40 tonight here. Oh, that's great. I heard that Illinois was doing more vaccinations than any other state, I think, by like per capita. Yeah, I think I'm last in line for a vaccination. I wonder if, I guess there must have been a few restaurants open downtown, because I'm wondering where the traffic's from. Because I was driving earlier and there was like no one on the road. That was pretty fast. These guys, they make food pretty fast. I do a lot of pickups from there, and it's always ready. Should have known better. So the whole, you know, I thought about talking about this on Facebook, but the whole, we'll get behind this Jeep here, but the whole Jeep culture thing, I used to be like a very fun thing to be a part of. I used to have a Cherokee, had a Liberty, which really isn't much, you know, it's still a truck, but it wasn't, you know, everything I wanted it to be. And then people started doing stuff to Wranglers, and, you know, most Jeeps are not really that ready for off-road. I mean, the Wrangler's a very off-roadable vehicle, but people spend all this money upgrading it and they never use it, and it kind of becomes this weird, like, my Jeep is tougher than yours, and it's kind of stupid. It used to be more laid back. I think that the Wrangler's quality has gone down a lot. I know you guys didn't come on here to listen to me rant about Jeep owners, but the Jeep Renegade is just a Fiat 500X. I don't know if anyone knew that. And the Jeep Cherokee, I mean, it's definitely not a Cherokee by any normal standard. It's a front-wheel drive vehicle. Grand Cherokee's not bad, but again, Chrysler just doesn't have the best reliability ratings lately. So. I had an 02 Jeep Liberty too. I gave it to my sister when I got a new Tacoma in 2007. It was my first new car I ever had. My mom bought a new Camry in 2001, and I would drive it, but it wasn't mine. It was a capable vehicle. The 3.7 liter V6 wasn't really like a popular engine because it had some reliability issues, but now people have a lot of miles on it. But basically, the only thing open during Christmas Day is Chinese, or basically all Asian restaurants are open, and some like places like some chains like Bob Evans. It's this weird parking situation where you can't park too close. I guess you can, but they never have their lights on. I'll try and get as close as I can to the restaurant so you guys can kind of not be too bored while maybe I can park right there. It's like literally right in front of the restaurant. Yep, I can do it. The Chinese place is kind of busy. The sushi is not. All right, so I'm gonna leave the camera running. I'm gonna go in there. Apparently it's ready, so I'll just go get it. Probably drop it off at the house, put it in the refrigerator because I'm not gonna eat it right away, so we can vlog a little bit more. And then we'll go from there. So I'll be back in a little bit. Let me plug this in so I'm not burning up battery. And then later on we don't have the ability to. There we go. All right, I'll be back in like however much time it takes me to walk into that store and back. Okay. Okay, see you later, man. Can't see anything here. Oh, that's not what I want to do. All right, we're back. I always feel like Asian restaurants are, take this whole thing a lot more seriously than any other ones. There are some that do take it quite seriously, but go into a Chinese restaurant, or that's a Japanese restaurant, so you go in there and you can't even, there's a complete divider between the employees and the patrons. All these palms were planted here around 2010. The foxtails are kind of, I don't know if you guys see that, but they're all just sort of hanging out. not doing too great. I don't know if I get any. Then they get some supplemental water, but it really isn't that excellent of a. I've really been kind of a night owl lately. That's why I haven't done any vlogs during the day. Obviously, it gets dark around 5:30 here, so that doesn't really help. You know, if it were summertime, we'd have another hour and a half of light. Palms start not liking the tap water. Huh. That's got to be expensive too, watering palms with tap water. I did that once and my water bill went up to like $100 a month. So it was an accident actually. I just thought that the hose I had attached was to the city well. There's like a city version of well water down in Cape Coral, and thought that's what it was. And it was not. So this one is for the people. That's not gonna work. Sorry, guys. Oh, the guy just decided to brighten me for no reason. What can you do? I'm trying to think of where we could go to look at some plants at this moment. Usually I'm working now. It's just my mom in the situation she is. I can't go out as much and do plant stuff. It really kind of, I mean, it sucks in one way, but it's just part of the way things are at the moment. Doesn't mean I'm forgetting anything about plants. I issued a challenge to anyone that wanted to. How cold did it get, GD? Yeah, below 25 is when they'll sort of show damage. If it's under canopy, I've seen some take 26 with no damage under canopy. 23 is definitely when it'll start to. I would say Chamberonis are probably, I mean, as far as New Caledonian palms and cultivation, definitely the cold hardiest. I hit like 28.5 in 2010 in Venice, and I think I don't know if there was any damage on the Kennyopsis. There was some on the Sadacentia. The Veitchias were fried. The Carpenterias were fried. My Actinoritis calaparia, which I've never done a vlog on, but should. There are some in Miami. That died. I had one of my two Neo Veitchias died. The second one died the next year. My Erica Vestiaria died. What else kicked it? I had an Arenga Westerhootii that died. Sorry, it never died, but it never really grew again. I'll tell you what took no damage. I had a bottle spindle hybrid. There's a rare hybrid that was done by Jeff Marcus, originally from Thailand, and that took no damage. My bottle almost died. I had to actually chainsaw the crown right at the bottom of the crown, and it came through. The spindle also took some damage, and I also cut it. Sawzalled it, not chainsaw, but sawzalled it back below where the dark spots were, and they both grew back. So I mean, the bottles usually are not, 28s. that could be death for them. Spindles, not nearly. Spindles are a little more cold hardy by a couple. Maybe I'd say 2 degrees more cold hardy. You'll see more of them in like 9B, 10A, borderline climates and bottles. If you see a well-grown bottle, that's a solid zone 10 climate. I'd say bottles and coconuts are pretty close as far as cold hardiness. Now, cool hardiness, which is as important, if not more so, because that's the whole reason why coconuts can't grow in California. Bottles are cool hardy, meaning they can handle like prolonged temperatures in the 40s and 50s, where coconuts cannot do that. It says it's 61 out. It just doesn't feel like it. Maybe it's because of the wind. It's probably like 15-mile-an-hour winds, gusting to 25 at times. Merry Christmas, Simon. Sorry about cutting off earlier. I gave my family a mouthful about going into the restaurant. It's dead still. We had some cloud cover. I don't know if we still have it, but if we have to keep that cloud cover, it helps retain some of the heat, or any warmth you want to call it. So I've seen that save a lot of places from getting frost. I know you're under a freeze warning, right, Jeremy? Hey, Attic, what's going on? All right. We had 10 people in the chat. Give me a second here. I'm going to drop off this sushi, and I'm going to come back out. I'll be right back. The Avalon is right there, but the ground wire and the alternator fried, and I have to replace it, so it kind of sucks. All right, let me do this. You're not staring at a garage. Oh, do that and that. I'll be right back. Oh my God, this car and its noises. Like, I'm not gonna remember to turn the lights off. I guess it really wasn't worth it to turn the car off. Yeah, prolonged chill is not good for some of those specs. Like if you have a coconut, that's why I'm not sure how that Newport Beach coconut lived as long as it did, because Newport Beach does get chilly. There's probably a better chance of it, like a coconut living in. There was one in El Centro. Not El Centro. Near the Salton Sea. They used to call it the Salton Sea coconut. I don't know if it's still there, but Salton Sea. I don't know if you guys know the history behind the Salton Sea, but it's a big lake, very shallow lake in South Central California, between It's east of both LA and San Diego. Well, it's more like east of, yeah, in between the two. He's Palm Nation now in the blue. And they were diverting the Colorado River for some irrigation, and they ended up it started flowing into this valley, and it just flooded the valley, made it a lake. It was bigger at one point, and they started building like little resorts by the water, and it was so saline, and the fish came in, and they all died. There we go. Sorry, my Wi-Fi kicked in, and then it kicked back out, so wasn't even looking at the camera. We'll go downtown because we did not get the opportunity to go downtown before. Well, we did, and then I parked, and then I was not happy about what I saw. So, been doing construction here for over a year. I can feel the wind on the car. But Venice has definitely been built up, both in like, area and they've really like gentrified a lot. Venice is kind of like a little bit of a by the wayside town, 15 years ago. When I got here, there's definitely a lot less going on. This guy's staring at my car. He's like oogly-eyed. I get a lot of compliments about this car. It's that car kind of took off there. And then around 2010, people started building, in other areas, and I might not have tripped this light. I might have to be here for another light. I've had to run this light multiple times because they just don't, they don't have a very good system here. So, Zach, I think that the reason why that thing hasn't died is really just like the insulation from the ground. I mean, the insulation, what's on the ground, although it should be colder at the ground than it should be at, say 6 feet. So when they measure temperatures, they measure them at 6 feet, and so like right at the ground is the coldest air. But if those palms are so small, they're not even peeking up above like anything else around them, and they might be kind of covered. The soil is also not frozen, so that might be helping it out. There's kind of like a heat effect from the soil letting out warmth up, and then the cold air coming down, and it might be taking advantage of that. Wow, that sounds pretty good. I wish. Usually we do a big Christmas Eve dinner and Christmas Eve breakfast, but my sister broke out a bunch of like prosciutto and sausage and cheeses, and we all got so full off of that. That's what I ate for lunch. So I just couldn't eat biscuits and gravy for dinner. It just wasn't gonna happen. God, this is. Yeah, I know a lot of people have prime rib or pot roast. My mom had pot roast last night. I ate the leftovers. It was really good. It's taking these people so long to turn left. It's a cop. I don't know. The funny thing is, you're not supposed to be on your phone, but cops will sit there and be typing at their computer. I don't know if they get trained in how to type on a computer and drive, but they should have everything voice activated. This is a Venice Avenue bridge. There's 3 bridges in Venice. This is kind of the middle one, although the north one's like, you take a right here and it's like 100 yards. And the south bridge, they call it the Circus Bridge. There's the Circus Bridge or the South Bridge, and then there's the Venice Avenue Bridge, this one. And the North Bridge is just the north, the one that basically takes you off the island from the South Bridge. Jeremy, do you have coconuts that you need to protect? Because you're going to find out probably tonight. It's probably the coldest it's been since 20. Well, I mean since 2017, but we'll go through downtown Venice, see what's going on, see if anything's open. Is that a Mitsubishi Eclipse? It is. It's a Mitsubishi Eclipse. They call it the Eclipse Cross. They took a really cool, what used to be a compact sports car that you could put a lot of horsepower into, and turned it into some garbage SUV, and I don't understand. Mitsubishi just doesn't care. They're like they're proud of being like the entry-level line of vehicles. Yeah, it's better to cover if you have the ability to. I mean, to just let them ride it out. The older the coconut, the better the chance of its survival. So if it doesn't have trunk yet, I would definitely cover it. In fact, I probably should mention cold hardiness. Age is definitely a factor. You have a mature coconut or a mature royal versus a juvenile. There's just more plant to have to kill off in the cold. So I'm gonna get around these people because that was a good stop there. Good job. It's the same car. Oh, the same car I have. Except for its base model. Oh, hello. Jesus. What's up with people today? This guy's oh. You can see all the royals are. Oh, there's actually these are Livingstone. I don't know, they're Livingstone and Natita Australis hybrids. They don't look like either one, perfectly mature. But this person's California rolling through every stop sign. Not a good idea. Not a good thing to do in downtown. They're from New Hampshire. They are not really. They're driving very erratically. I'm not really understanding that. We got the green light. I never get the green light here. This is kind of historic Venice. They kept the. I mean, this is all historic, but this is where the Air Force base here, Navy base. Can't remember. Back during World War II, it's kind of like how Venice kind of started as like a real city or a real town in the 1940s. A lot of live oaks. This is one year where I don't have anything I have to cover because I don't have any plants with me. All my plants are in other people's yards, so I just hope that they do all right. Go out to. I feel bad for anyone vacationing tonight in Florida because there really isn't anywhere that's like warm. I think the high even in Key West was like 65. Yeah. Anything in a pot's gonna definitely, freeze much more. I forget you guys are getting down to 30. Like it says 38, 39 here, or it says 40 and then 39 tonight and tomorrow night, but. It is a lot. I'll tell you this, like between 2008 and 2013, I mean, I would just stress out during cold snaps. I mean, I stress out even down in Cape Coral, and I found that a lot of people who love palms, like their entire life, actually didn't own many palms themselves. They actually kind of just got them and would either sell them or give them to people. David Fairchild did that. David Fairchild actually didn't have huge collection. He would collect them, but he would always give them away. So yeah, Carpentaria, especially in a pot, would definitely fry. I don't know why people. The downside to living here in the water is that if you live in one of these condos, I mean, they're nice places. I'm guessing that's actually a house right there, which is weird because there's condos everywhere else. It might be a split level apartment thing. Yeah, but the downside to living is your car. If you have a car here, the salt gets into like the door jams and it rusts the car like in all the cracks of it. So, new message. I'm gonna have to give me a second here. I'm gonna have to pull over here at the yacht club. My friend used to work here at the yacht club. It's, you know, I've been around a few yacht clubs in my life. I'm not impressed. I am coming up the South Jetty Park. That's correct. There's the Crow's Nest, which is probably, I don't know if it's the nicest restaurant. This is basically the end of it for like the island of Venice. This is the tip top. It can take 15 minutes to get here from like where I live, which is basically, you know, I mean, it's a little bit of a drive. Bigfoot Square. LA Atoll. Should I? Yeah, so I'm guessing that's somewhere in Hawaii. I'm not familiar with that area, but just from the name of it, all the vowels. It's just so weird because there wasn't always a building here. Gates locked? When did they lock? I don't know. Oh, till midnight. Okay. So you can hang out here till midnight. Alright, so there's a little, this is actually a historic site. There's a food place here, J. Jack's. When did this show up? This is all new. I did not sign up for this. You made it back. Nice. It's definitely warmer wherever you are, my friend. I have my log stick so we can go outside. Oh, shut the fuck up. Sorry, I'm just tired of my car trying to tell me what to do. Like, I don't know to turn the lights off. Like, one beep is sufficient. It's pretty windy out here. I don't know how well you're going to be able to hear me. Oh, I don't need to flip. There we go. Give me a second, guys. No snow in Florida that I know of. Definitely not around here. I gotta be careful because there's this. I don't know if you guys who have Androids have Bixby, but I have a Bixby key, and it always comes up as like "Welcome to Bixby," and I have no interest in Bixby whatsoever. So there are coconuts behind the car. I'm gonna flash shine a light on them. In fact, oh, it is cold. I gotta put the hoodie on. I mean, put the hood on the hoodie over me. It is a. I sometimes forget that. Be careful. Wow, there's some serious. The wind is. Oh. One second here. Let me put this down for 1 second. Why is everything so fuzzy? Oh, that's very odd that Galaxy died. There we go. Okay, a little better. And there's the police. Not sure what they're doing, but maybe he's gonna ask me what I'm doing. This to be curious. But anyway, I'm just gonna keep on going. So These are coconuts. They trim all the coconuts off of them. You can see the spathe that's coming up. And there's one coconut right up there. If you can see on the left hand one. These appear to be maypans. It's hard to tell in the dark. I forget these are even here. I don't ever really come here during the day, so they could be Malayans. They're not really tall enough to tell. They have a very short petiole. Malayans tend to have a medium-sized petiole, but this is what this is, Casey's Pass. You can read that if you want. What the ugly palms? Well, there's a palmetto out here. There's only coconuts and palmetto out here. And then over here, I'll go over to the ocean in a second, or the Gulf side. This is the pass. This is what separates me from Nokomis. Across the water there. The current's really strong. It looks like you can swim it, but you definitely can't. I mean, I guess you could. The water is probably warmer than you think. Yeah, I don't know how far that's going to be. Let's go around by the pass here. A lot of people are just enjoying watching the water come in. Like it's actually, I mean, they're sitting there just letting salt water splash on their vehicles, which I find to be slightly amusing. I don't know why someone would do that. You can see this. I mean, normally the Gulf is like, 2-6-footers, but they're. I don't even know if we're supposed to go on the rocks. I'm gonna get to the edge of the rocks here. The temperature right now, I want to say it feels like it's about like 53 or so. It's not warm. It feels colder out here because of the wind. It's probably 55. Those are just white caps from the water. On the jetty, and probably because there's enough, it's splashing a lot. No one's going to want to get cold and wet. Yeah, riprap. I see people do it a lot. Yeah, Zach, I agree. I've been pulled over by the Venice cops twice. One for making an illegal U-turn, and once for going 46 and a 40. And got a warning both times. Mostly just looking for like stuff like that. So. Alright, we're gonna go back inside. Yeah, they do have some pretty sweet vehicles that they use. They don't, I mean, you can see the whole, I don't know if anyone here watches Donut Media. but they do a lot of cool videos on like the history of vehicles, why vehicles are the way they are, that sort of thing. It's pretty neat. Right. Take the off. Percentage do I have? Not bad. I haven't been to Dallas, but I assume that they're going to be a little bit different. It might be close. The pine forests that exist around here, and the forests exist are mostly a mixture of pine, live oak, scrub oak, laurel oak, palmettos. It depends on where you are. You know, higher elevation, you're going to get more. The Dallas Sable Minor Ecotype, that was probably an introduced plant there. Not really native to the area. You want to plug in the phone so it doesn't burn up. All the power, more power. I mean, there are people who in Dallas that grow palms, and they are fairly cold hardy, so therefore they will, you know, take the seeds and make the best of them. Someone actually gave me seeds from Dallas. It was Sable Mexicana. Not sure why I guess the cops hang out here because there's a lot of younger crowd that might be smoking the reefer. Yeah, there aren't a lot. There are more in like Fort Myers, for example. This is a pretty posh area to live. You got these nice little villas here right by the water. Nice cars, but again, you know, you have. I actually bought a Kia Sedona minivan from someone that lived in one of these condos. It had a bad power steering rack. It was $500, 44,000 original miles. It was like 12 years old. But you open the door jamb and it's just all rust. I mean, there's a line of rust. I ended up selling the car for like $3,000. I bought it as a flip. Just I had to put $1,000 into it. The power steering. The whole system had to be replaced. I don't know if that was because of rust or what, but another one of the many cars that I've owned. This would be a really fun road to kind of enthusiastically drive down, but I cannot do that because it's speed limit 25. And when you're in speed zones like this, and you go, why does the phone keep on? I mean, twist this a little bit. That's too much. That's about right. RV there. Sometimes you'll see RVs parked in parking lots around here because they're traveling to a place they didn't make it. That's still angled wrong. Yeah, Key West is the driest city in Florida, from what I know, because of the way that the currents go. It just all that rain that comes from like the Gulf Coast, where it is pretty wet, has to make it through the whole state and across the Florida. Let's see, what do you call this? Gulf of Florida area between like Marco Island and yeah. I mean, it is a very rough climate. You have to understand, like, you know, if someone lives in Key West can grow anything. It's not necessarily true. You live near the water, you know, a lot of those tropical palms, like lipstick palms, don't like salt. They don't like. I mean, they're okay with some wind, but they don't like a lot of wind. Liquawalas, you know, you want to grow a tropical like Liquawala mapu. I mean, if you have it in a protected area. Also, the soil is pretty devoid of nutrients. It's all limestone, so it has to like alkaline soil, and most palms prefer acidic soil. So, yeah, that's, you know, you'll see like the Everglades. You know, it looks pretty barren because the Everglades actually gets a decent amount of rain, but once you get down to the southern tip of and you're just looking at grasslands, it's more of a savanna. if you look at the climate classifications of South Florida, you'll see tropical rainforest, then tropical monsoon, and then tropical savanna, like all within like 30 miles of each other. That's just how much it changes over the edges there. Yeah, everything's gonna look stunted, but I mean it's used to that. You know, like Phrynex radiata, the Florida thatch palm, is used to that. Palmettos are, you know, you see palmettos that are a little more stunted in some areas because they get less rain or the soil's not as good. And they also have weird colors to them. I've seen palmettos with red on their petiole. I see that mostly on the East Coast, like southeastern. Yeah, if the Appalachian Mountains went through like all the way to the sea, like to Mobile or something, then that would definitely help. I'm trying to figure out where to go from here. A lot of cool houses here. There's some older Spanish mission style houses, and there's some new ones that people just bulldoze the old house on. This is mostly people that lived here were like Navy personnel. They had a basic house. It wasn't like a fancy place. That's it. Yeah, I'll stop right here. Take this out and show you guys. This is actually well lit up. You get the coconuts, Royals, Bismarck, and there's Tegosperma elegans there too. That's why I like seeing that at night. You see those palms that are lit up. Okay. Park Boulevard. I go back down Venice Avenue because there aren't a lot of lights on. You can't see a whole lot on the other streets, but there's a lot of elderly or retired people, I guess you should say, that live in these condos. Back to Venice Avenue. On the north side of town here is the nicest part of this island is actually the northern part along the water, but it's dark and you can't see anything right now, so it's kind of useless to go there if you can't see anything. The houses are nice. It isn't like there's a ton of super nice palms. I'll go over the North Bridge so we can see a little more. I should have just turned left there, but that's right. I'm gonna go down. So I'm at Venice Avenue, and then like to the right of me is Miami Avenue, and then to the left of me is Tampa Avenue. Now I'm gonna go up Tampa because Venice is between Tampa and Miami on Tamiami Trail. Hence the name. There's people playing basketball, which is. It says it's 58 degrees out, and it might be, but the wind just makes it feel a lot. Tampa. I guess there's a decent longboarding community. This is kind of the last road that will go east-west, so you can get back to 41. So I always thought that was not a Washingtonian, but it is. It looks like a big cocoa Phrynex. Sorry guys, I haven't been. What is it? That thing called where the fronds? I don't know if there's a term for it. If there is, I don't know it. Zach, sorry, I've been focusing on the road. Cancun to Atlanta. Oh man, you're a brave man. You know, South Mexico used to be a dangerous place. Now it's not really. But northern Mexico, man, make sure you know some people when you're driving, and don't look like you have any money either. If they think you have money, then you're going to be a target. Those condos went up right when I moved here. I had a friend who rented one. They're nice, but it's quite they're quite expensive. I'm not a fan of condos or apartments because I don't like living in a box. Yeah, I can tell you guys a few stories from some people I know in California about going down to towns like Culiacan and Aguas Calientes, and people making friends with people, and then them basically at gunpoint for like telling them to bring back, illegal substances. So I'm not sure how much of that is true, but I don't. This guy's like a school teacher. I don't know if he would lie like about something like that, but they said they this is in Culiacan, which is not a good tourist city. It's kind of the head of the one of the head towns of the Sinaloa cartel. So yeah, Cancun is usually a relatively safe town. Acapulco is kind of dangerous. I'm trying to think of other safer towns in Mexico that if you go to a southern Mexican town that's not very touristy, like Villahermosa, you're probably fine there. But if you get in the area where, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, Puerto Penasco is pretty safe too. The Mexican government will make cities safe for tourists. Like Puerto Penasco is right there at the top of the Gulf of California. There, heading back to the house. I'm probably gonna call it a night. Sorry, guys. Um, but Cabo is pretty much safe. It's just so isolated from everywhere else, and it just isn't. But I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of nice, safe places in Mexico City. Like Tulum is going to be a nice town to go to, right there near the Belize border. Honestly, I'd rather just go to Belize. Belize is a little bit more controlled. It's very Americanized. If you want the tropical feel, I mean, it's less. If you want more of like the cultural feel of Latin America, you'll get it more in Mexico. All right, so I'm going to. I'm on my road now, so let's give you an idea of. I'm actually starving because I really didn't eat a whole lot of food earlier, and the food I ate was just mostly just hors d'oeuvres. So I'm gonna be going back to the house. When I get there, I'll be signing off. So hope you guys enjoy this little drive we made. I know I did. Yeah, Belize is very Americanized or very westernized. I'd say Belize and Costa Rica are probably the two most like U.S. friendly Central American states. A lot of people go to Costa Rica for like sports betting and gambling when they're in Latin America. A lot of surfers, a lot of people. I have friends that live in Costa Rica. Mostly, I guess you'd say, call it full time, like 9 months out of the year. I'll do one more little lap around. Yeah, we kind of got into, the whole America got into Latin America more aggressively during the early mid 20th century, trying to make sure that no one turned communist. Whether that was a good idea or not, I don't know. But what's done is done. But we have a pretty good working relationship with Costa Rica, Panama too. Panama's probably a little, but Eastern Panama, where the Darien is definitely going to be a little bit more, say, sketchy. It's just less. There's just nothing there except for native populations, and then you have like FARC, which is the revolutionary wing of the communist. The Communist Party of Colombia. There's actually a really cool Reclinata hybrid I wanted to show you guys. It's near my sister's. It's a little bit of a drive now, but plus it's dark, so you can't really see it. But you can speak Afrikaans. as cool as that is, it will not help you out in Latin America. But there aren't many native Afrikaners these days. And there are the rebel groups sort of all over South America, so it's kind of one of those things where you. Did I go too? No, I didn't go too far. To your left here. This is actually a very old neighborhood. This is the first neighborhood that was built off of the island of Venice. They dug the intercoastal out, the Army Corps engineers, and then they built this area. If you look at it on a map, it's called East Gate, and a lot of these houses are. A lot of them were built in the 60s and 70s, but some of these were built in the 40s and 50s. So this was, even 50 years ago, Venice was just a tiny town. I mean, we're talking no interstate, 2 lanes on 41, and that's it. My friend actually lives on this road. I just never go visit him anymore because, I don't know, he's never there. Yeah, I'm back on my street here now. If you guys see the left here, there's a Lexus Ls400. It's got antique plates on it because it's a first gen. I think it's from 1990. Beautiful car, except for they lowered it and put aftermarket wheels on it. But I'm a big fan of the Ls400. They're hard to, they're like unbreakable. Yeah, they're considered possibly the greatest car, like the most bulletproof car ever built. Yeah, do they break down? Of course they do. But I mean, there's some that have gone a million miles, and it was sort of a breakthrough. I mean, Lexus just like destroyed the market in the 90s with luxury cars, but that's for another time. I am home now, so I will say goodnight to you guys. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you guys in the near future. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time. Yeah, the 1UZ. I had that in my SC400, so nice talking with you guys. Good night.